Alright, Shalom, I'm the brother Tasiyat, coming back with another video. But before I start off, I would like to give all the praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Makakudash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akim across this world, who are spreading this knowledge and truth and sincerity. Shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening, and may the election be for your households. Khan Shalom. So, as y'all already know, the Pasach is coming closer and closer, okay? Which is the Passover. In the Hebrew, it's the Pasach. And, you know, the apostle called this year, if I'm correct, or basically he referred to this year as where the sifting continues, if I'm correct. So a lot of brothers that are not doing what they are supposed to be doing are gonna be sifted out, man, are gonna be kicked out, are gonna fall behind, so to say. And you don't wanna be that person that falls behind, man. Also, things that you have between brothers, like irritations towards each other, or bad thoughts towards each other, it's good, you should speak on it, okay, before the Pasach begins, like just if it's anything minor, don't worry too much about it. But if it's like a big issue in your mind and you're like, nah, I cannot let this, basically go out of my head, then talk to the brother about it, because demons trying to mess up your head by amplifying your thoughts, and before you know it, you might get a grudge or something against a brother, which is not good, man. Now, a previous video was concerning that we as men should be good, we as men of GMS, okay, the Hebrew Israelite group called GMS, should be good examples, okay, to who? To the newcomers in His truth, to the Israelites, okay. We're supposed to feed the sheep of Yahweh Ba'asham Yashai, the good food, not GMO, genetically modified organism food, basically feeding them with lies and wrong doctrine, okay, and giving them the wrong example of how to act, how to behave yourself in the society, okay. The scripture says, be wise as serpents, harmless as doves, so we have to be a good example, man. Now, concerning the Pasach, like I said, is coming, and you want to get that leaven out of your house, like literally leaven out of your house. There's not supposed to be any yeast in your house, but also among the brothers, okay, the people in this truth, there should be no yeast in you, so to say. A little leaven up the whole lump, so to say. So if there's like tiny issues, it can create like a very big effect, okay. So let me read here 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Yahushua our Passover is sacrificed for us. Okay, so get away with this leaven, man. It's not good for you. Okay, it's creating some unnecessary tension, and get out of it, man. Yahushua is our Passover, and by the way, in Egypt, because that's why we celebrate the Passover, as a reminder of the firstborns in Egypt being killed, and our deliverance out of Egypt, that slavery we had there, and basically the angel of death passed over us to do us no harm, so to say. That's why our ancestors had to put blood of a lamb on their doorposts, so the angel of death would pass over them. Okay, thus it says Passover. Alright, and that angel of death, who was that? That was Yahushua. Okay, that was Yahushua himself. Okay, it says it in the book of Wisdom of Solomon. Okay, thine almighty word leaped down from heaven, something like that the scripture goes, if I'm correct. That's the scripture that speaks about it. Okay, the spirit of Yahushua, man. So let me read here, Galatians 5 and 9. A little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. Okay, and like our brother says, man, we need to level up, not leaven up. Okay, you have to become better, wiser, stronger in this truth, not the other way around. Okay, not becoming more childish or becoming more wicked. Makes no sense, man. The more you are in this truth, the longer you are in this truth, the more is required of you, and the more you should be a good example to the others that are in this truth also. That's the mindset that you should be in. Okay, being a good example, and get out with that leaven, that yeast. Get out of that yeast out of your out of the midst of the brothers, and out of your own body. And literally also, like I said, when the Passover starts, before the Passover starts, you need to take out all the leaven out of your house. Okay, until the Passover is done. Now, you might have like a tiny house, and you might have like a small garage, or how do you call it, like a box where you can put a storage room, outside maybe somewhere. So the thing that have leaven, you can maybe put it there, just don't let it be in your house as far as possible. And if you, for example, are living with your parents, you're living with your father or your mother house, just try to, for example, make sure that your own room has no leaven in it. We just rehearsing the righteous acts, man. That's how you also know that we can never be saved by just keeping the law, because we can never keep the law 100%, man. Okay, so we just rehearsing it. We're trying our best to please Yahweh B'Shem Yashai. Okay, so for example, like I said, man, if you live at home, try to clean at least your room without leaven. And first of all, what you should understand is that you cannot take part in the Passover as a man of Israel if you are not circumcised, if you are uncircumcised, so to say. Okay, now basically the whole chapter of Exodus, chapter 12, speaks about the Passover, the Pasach. So when it's time for the Passover, Lord willing, I'm gonna make a video also concerning this, as I'm sure other brothers will also do the same, to bring out the edification. Okay, and the Passover is gonna be, I believe, the first week of April. So just stay tuned concerning the Passover, the updates on which date it exactly will be. On the Passover, you basically put up your prayers. You do the thing for Yahweh B'Shem Yashai. Put a blessing, you put up curses for these heathens, and the way we do the Passover is gonna come to its fruition very soon. Okay, so I believe that's it, man. I just wanted to speak a little bit about this. Okay, level up, not leaven up. Just stay in the spirit these days, man, because there's a lot of things happening. Okay, let me end it with this scripture. You don't want to fall off. You don't want to be the one that's like, I did not enough. I did not do enough when Yahushua returns. Okay, Hebrews 4:1. Let us therefore fear, lest the promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. Okay, so you should be very afraid that you've done too little. Okay, because when Yahushua comes, he's gonna look at you like, okay, he's gonna be like, you did good, or you didn't do good at all. So you don't want to be the person that falls behind, man. That gets that judgment by not pleasing Yahweh B'Shem Yashai, not doing what he's supposed to be doing as a man or a woman in this truth. You see? So with that, Yahweh Ratazah, which means Lord willing, it was edifying. And I want to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Makakodash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akim across this world, who are spreading this knowledge and truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening. And may the election be upon your households. Khan shalom.